ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਇੱਕ ਓਮਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਇੱਕ ਓਮਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਇੱਕ ਓਮਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਇੱਕ ਓਮਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ, ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਨਦਰ ਕਰਨੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ। कमाल करामात कायम करीम, रजा बख्श राजक रहा को रहीम। अमा बख्शो बख्शन देओ दस्तगीर, रजा बख्श रोजी देहो दिल पसीर। शहनशाह खूबी देहो रहनमू, के बेगूनो बेचूनो चूबे नमू। न साजो न बाजो न फौजो न फर्श, खुदावंद बख्शन देओ ऐशर्श। हवाए बंदगी अब दर वजूद मरा, वगर न ज़ौक़े चुनी आमदैन नमूद मरा। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। We have been exploring various topics related to our spirituality. Today we visit love and hate. Love is an essential tool of life. It's the fabric which binds us all. Family, society, cultures, language. There are so many different darshans, views of love. Parental love, sibling love, romance love. A mother's love for the child when the child is born. If there was no love between a mother and a child, life wouldn't exist. And the first connection we get with mother's love is the feed she gives us, is the milk I get from my mother. So there's a connection between love and food as well. But this is a complex emotion, and often we are confused by it. And when we seek love out of the platform of ego, then we more than often we confuse it, and in that view we forget our own selves and we forget the nature of life. So when we are visiting love through the platform of ego, and when we visit love on the spiritual platform, the psychology, the emotions, the spirituality, these are the different darshans of love we have in our life. The physical relationship between love, emotion of love, and the physical contact we have, the sexuality, understanding of life is often enough a very deep emotion also of love. When a child is born, is nurtured by love. We are nurtured with love. And the more love we get, the more stable our environment is. But first we should understand that the dimensions of love which are there, from the conditions which we visit love with, is from the ego platform, from the I am. So when I am in the ego, the I am life, then one essential need I have is that I exist. That is my basic need. Because if I am looking at life through the ego and I don't exist, then everything becomes meaningless. So everything which validates me whether it be laurels I get from society, whether I get appreciation, whether I get noticed, whether I get love. Everything validates that I am. The basic flaw in the I am ego platform of our mind is that it is wandering and it is not satiated. The ego platform which we live is unstable and it is incomplete. So we are always seeking some form of completeness to complete this I am. And this platform also makes us lonely. So our search for love through the ego has a lot to do with the already inherent problems my ego mind has in it. It has fear, it has desire, and it also is unstable, insecure. So when we approach love from this platform, we are bound to trip out of this action. But it does give us a high. What ego does is it dissolves the I. So it's a very good tool for spirituality. Because spiritual experiences will happen in life only when we transcend the I, the ego, the identity. And in the emotion of love, it's very easily doable that we transcend. When we love somebody, that individual or that person or even that animal, the plant, becomes an extension of me. My energy flows towards that individual or that form or shape or even that habit. I love to paint. So the energy is flowing into that artwork, that art form, that expression of my I am. But all this is extension of I. So my desires get reflected in that love. My fear get reflected in that love. My insecurity is also inherent in that love. So we see that often enough, when there is romance in life, it doesn't last a full lifetime. It can in some cases, so we should not say every case. But often it happens that we love certain conditions in the other individual. And those conditions are never stable. So because we are changing individuals, we are all subject to change. So someone says, I like how you look. Looks can change. I like how you talk. I like what you say. But those are all changing things. And so I love those things about the other which are changing. But they're actually not defined by the other also. Because these are all my own inherent desires. I feel I should be like this. I feel I like the way this is. That's because I have that need. It is defined by me, by what I am, by my lifestyle, by my conditioning. I like certain clothes someone wears because I like those clothes. It has nothing to do with that individual. It has everything to do with me, that I am. So love in this form actually reinforces the I. It does on the surface demolish the I. So there is an extension between me and that individual. For example, a dog. I love a dog. I love my dog because it is my dog. I don't love everyone else's dog like that. If I do, then the nature of my love is different. But we don't love everyone's dog. Some of us do. Some of us love as a nature of life. And there the accent is different. I love my children. I don't love everybody's children, but some of us do. So how is this change? And what does this change mean? And what does love do in both the cases? One where I am saying that I love my child. But what if I love everybody's child? How does love change there? I remember in the case of Mahatma Gandhi, his eldest son was revolted against him. And one of the reasons was that he felt ignored, because he felt his father didn't love him as much as he loved others. And partly it was true in the sense that Mahatma Gandhi expressed love for others, but maybe didn't do enough for his own child. So where is this balance of love? And how does love here actually damage a relationship? It becomes hatred. I hate you because you don't love me as much as you love others. So then hatred is also a binding force. In fact, in every relationship, most of the time, love and hate exist together, because we are not absolute beings. We don't love everything about the other. We love some things, and some things which we hate, which we initially camouflage. But as time goes by, those aspects become apparent, and hatred becomes a part of this relationship. One will say, I love the way you write, but I hate the fact that you don't clean the toilet when you go to the loo. Now that is one thing. These are all things which we observe, we learn, and then this becomes our experience. It is our experience, it is our memory, it is our conditioning. It's not really love. It's what we want. It's our need, our desire. So our desire is being expressed in this form. But love is a very deep binding force of creation. And that is how life sustains itself. If you see all around us, love is a part of creation constantly. In the animal world, the plant world, there is a flow of energy a mother has towards the child, and that nurtures life. If a deer didn't love her child, it wouldn't care for it, and that often can happen sometimes. There are cases in animal world where the mother rejects the child out of her own confusion, and the child dies. It can happen with an elephant, it can happen with a leopard, tiger, and similarly it can happen even in the human world. There are cases where the mother loves herself more than she loves the child. There are cases where the mother loves the child more than she loves herself. What is it that defines the difference? How does an individual love someone else more than herself? Is that possible? It has everything to do with the platform through which love is expressed, through the ego. If love is met, then it is a confusing energy, not constant, not permanent. It is what the ego is, temporary, transient, incomplete, and somewhat coming out of a desperation of loneliness also. Most of us are lonely in some ways. We want to get an answer to my incompleteness, my wandering mind. I am seeking something, I am unable to find it. And so love gives me respite, relief, temporary support. My parents can give it to me. My siblings can give it to me. My friends can give it to me. But one essential aspect of love is that it doesn't judge. When you find love, it doesn't judge, it accepts. So it doesn't live in expectation. The ego mind lives in expectation. It wants to change. It wants what its desire needs. What I mean by expectation is that I want you in this way, or I want my dog in this way, and that defines that relationship. But what if I don't have that expectation? I have acceptance. My dog is like this, or you are like that. I accept your errors. So this is nothing to do with the other. It has everything to do with the way I live. Which is what Maharaj says in the Japji. That Kiv satyara hoiye, kiv kude tutte paar. Maharaj says, Hukam razai chalna, Nanak likhya naal. When we live in the raza, in the acceptance of creation, now that doesn't mean that I cannot change my environment. It doesn't mean that I don't change what I don't like about life. I don't like this job, but I am trying to live in raza, so I force myself to do it. No, that's not what it means. It means, first of all, that I'm centered in my life. And in my centering, I find everything that's around me and I accept it as it is first. Then I observe and say, what can I change out of this and what I cannot. What I can't change, I have to accept. So my basic nature is acceptance. My basic attitude is acceptance, not expectation. Because expectation will lead to disappointment. The ego, when it falls in love, and it is defined only by the ego, that ego will not love completely. It will love and hate together. Take the examples of the love stories in society which are carried through generations. Heer Ranja, Laila Majnu, Sassi Punnu. Why is it that they sustain, these folklore sustain through time, and they become the guiding principles? Because in these conditions, love has transcended the physical reality. Laila has never met Majnu as a partner. It's nothing to do with the physical togetherness. And in this way it becomes eternal. Majnu has not married Laila, but he loves Laila to the point that he gives up his conditions of everything. So love here is bordering love without conditions. There are no conditions of how Laila is, where she is, what is she doing. Nothing to do with that. Majnu is in love with her to a point that he is a part of her, in the sense that this love is being lived in the dhyan of the person. It has maybe not even found expression in the way that it should have found. And that is why in folklore, these love stories are close to our heart. Because we cherish those unconditional visits of love. They are the priceless expressions of life. They are the foundation of life. In the Bible, he says love is God. Essentially, what is he saying? He is saying that all creation is God. And all creation is love. When we have that experience of life where there are no borders in life, then it is all love. The foundation stone of the entire creation is love, which Maharaj calls Naam. Bin Naame nahi ko thao. So Naam is a culmination of love and Anand put together. Joy in love. and it is conditionless. It has no conditions. What I mean by that is that it is the state of being. It is the state of my Atma, my spirit. Atma Ras. It doesn't require me to have an expression of what I need or that I to experience this love. It requires me to drop the I to experience this love. So love is a very important tool in bhakti, in ashki of the Creator. It is an essential tool. In the Japji itself, Maharaj visits the expression of love more than once. Pakhya Pahava Par. The language of God is love. Gaviye suniye, man rakhiye pao. When you sing His praise, you meditate on it, listen to it, then your heart is filled with love. Suniye man kita pao. I have heard my Guru's word. I meditated on it, mani. And I am filled with love. Man kita pao. Antargat tirath malnao. To the point that my heart is full. Become a tirath, become a celebration. Becoming a point of meeting. In the 38th Pauri, Maharaj visits the spiritual love. When he transforms our fear into love. Jat pahara, tirad sunyar. Ehran mat ved hatyar. Paho khala agan tabtao. Panda paho amrit tital. He says, Paho khala, the fear becomes the energizing, the fuel for my bhakti. It is what's going to drive my energy towards my Creator. It's my bhakti, it's my Simran, it's my Naam. This fear of the transient, fear of change, fear of my insecurities, whatever. Because a heart which is full of fear can never love. A heart which is full of fear, confusion, chaos, it can never love. It can visit love in its fantasy. It can visit love in its imagination. But it is nothing which will last long. That fear will bring misery along with it. That love will also bring misery along with it when it's transformed, when you are fallen out of love. So often we can see that people who have married passionately, loved passionately, divorced with all the hatred they can get. It's actually the same energy. It's just transformed. Sigmund Freud says that love which is not resolved is hatred. I loved too much and I didn't get an expression to it, so I hated. This is the psychology of love. But there is a seamless part of creation which opens up with love as our tool to our Creator. This is what Guru Sahib visits again and again. He says this fear is driving my bhakti. Paho khala, energy, it's a fuel. Khala, agan taptao. Agan is the fire. Taptao, tap is my penance, my inner resolve. Panda pao amrit tital. And this is what gets transformed into a vessel of love. Panda pao. And that vessel of love will carry amrit in it, Maharaj. This is what we are actually looking for. And we are miserable because we are seeking it through the ego. And we can never get it through the ego. And this point never comes home. Whenever I meet anyone, it is always me. It is me first. But some of us have learned how to love with dropping the ego. For them, every dog is dear. For them, everyone is nice and loving and caring. But then that kind of love has a certain madness in it. And it's possible that also it's partly a camouflage. It's not real. But this is a very powerful energy, love. It's a very powerful transcendence of life. It's a powerful transcendence of our physical being. This feeling of our love. It's intoxicating. It's the serotonin which it drives within us. Maharaj talks about love in a very absolute way. Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Maharaj makes it a precondition. साच कहूँ मैं सुन ले हो सबे जिन प्रेम कियो तिन ही प्रपायो. Only if we have found love, we will find God. And what does he say? He says, you are sitting in dhyan, you are meditating, you are doing discourses on spirituality, you are wandering the world. None of this has any meaning without love. But we don't know this form of love. We don't know how to drop the ego. We always love through this lens of I. You see how the poet visits love. He says, I have lost all meaning and sense in love. When he says, इश्क ने गालिब निकम्मा कर दिया, वरना हम भी आदमी थे काम के. He says, I have lost all senses. This is the power of love. It makes us, dissolves our reality, our physical reality completely, and changes it. So it is a very powerful tool for spirituality. In fact, it is the essential tool for spiritual dhyan. Without the rus of love, no bhakti is possible, Maharaj. Everything else is an extension of the ego. Maharaj Bhai Gurdas also in one of his lines tells us, Charan Sharan Guru ek panda jai. He says, Pavani Bhagat Pai Kodi agar Pag Rakhe. Tahi Gur Sarab Nidan Daan Dete. With love, even a small farthing, a small gift which we can offer to offer that love to the Guru. The Guru gives us this entire world as a gift. Pavani Bhagat Pai Kodi agar Pag Rakhe. Tahi Gur Sarab Nidan Daan. Sarab, the entire world's treasures, Guru offers his sick. If even a Kodi is sick, can offer with love. This is a transaction between a Sikh and the Guru. It's all love. And if we see, very closely observe the history of Sikhs, you will find that love is the stimulant. See, we need stimulants in everything we do. We can have coffee, we sit in dhyan or stimulate ourselves. We can have tea, we can have smell something, perfumes. These are stimulants. We can do exercising, get some serotonin, exercise, we run. This is all stimulants. So if or around us, if you see, We are trying to stimulate ourselves. And this is what is happening constantly. The ultimate stimulant of life is love. A person will do far more for someone he or she loves than he would do for someone whom he doesn't love. In fact, there will be no limit sometimes. There is no limit to how much we can do, give, be. A lover is willing to give his life up for the other. What else is there left to give? So love is our stimulant. And we are stimulating ourselves to what? Maharaj, an important thing which we need to understand is that the platform of our ego, that I am, is not a permanent platform. It is not a real platform in the sense that it lives forever. No. It's an opportunity. This I am, the body which I got, the identity I get, the mind which is conditioned, the learning, the experience, the relationships, everything which is there in life is not a permanent reality of life. It is a transient, changing and temporary. Because this is physical, and the physical reality has an ending. So, when we in this experience find love which is eternal, then life has a different meaning. It transcends death. But we do not have that experience of love. That is what Naam is. All Guru Granth Sahib is filled with this word Naam. And this Naam is a conjunction of love and Anand together. It's a meeting of these energies which make us transcend. And this is what we are all looking for. We are looking for this Amrit, where this love, Naam, Anand, this makes us transcend our physical reality. And there is no death. Maharaj says that this is why when we fall in love with our Guru, then we give up our ego. Man beche Satgur ke paas. Guru Nanak Sahib Maharaj, in one of his tests, has adorned horrible looking clothes, taken some stick in his hand, and he runs away from where he is in Kartarpur. And everybody follows him. But one by one everybody drops off, because he scolds them, beats them, tells them to run away. In the end, only Pailana remains with him. And he tells him and asks him, why don't you run away? Everybody else has run away. And Lena says, I have nowhere else to run. I don't have anyone else but you. So this is a love, a commitment of love between a Sikh and a Guru. And what is the foundation of that love? Foundation of that love is to understand what is me ultimately, what is Atma. What is that space in life which exists forever? What is that reality which has no death in it? What is that reality which has Naam? What is that reality where I can see and perceive and know what is the structure of my man? What is the structure of the entire creation? These people love, and love completely. And in this love they find the completeness of life. The completeness of our inner being, our man, is understood through this relationship of Sikh and a Guru. Because Guru is not a physical person only. He may be a physical reality for us. But Guru is a being whose foundation is the roots rest in the creation. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that part of my mind which doesn't change, which is constant, which is Satnam, Guru exists in that part. The change part of our life, we can see the Guru physically, we can know the Guru, but the Guru is never born or never dies. Janam maran dohu mein nahi. So Guru's birth, Guru's death is not a reality. Guru is forever. Guru is constantly present everywhere. Because there are two realities of our man, of our experience of life. One is the ego mind, where I am separated from the creation, where the water droplet is separated from the ocean. But Maharaj, the other reality is when the droplet becomes a part of the ocean. Kahan te aave, kahan hai jaave, kahan hai rahe samai. Where does this soul find its mergence with the Creator? Samai. Hukme aave, hukme jave, hukme rahe samai. He comes in hukum by the order of the Creator. He goes in the hukum and he rests and merges with his Creator, is a part of the hukum. So Maharaj, we don't have this part of our experience of life as our experience, the samajana. We have the wandering, we have the yearning, we have the incompleteness, we have the desires, we have the needs. These are all part of the ego world, Trishna. Fear, conflicts. So we actually find it easier to hate than love. That's why we see in society, even religion is used as a tool to hate, not love, whereas it should be the opposite. Religion, spirituality is a tool of love, not of hatred. It cannot be hatred. It's just not possible. But we have made it like that. So society is full of hatred. It's full of misery in this way, because this ego creates this expression. It negates love as part of life. It says, I will kill the other, harm the other. So it is a sadist. If it is not a sadist, it becomes a masochist. It harms itself, because it hasn't found love. When we don't find love, we will find hatred. But when we find love, then there is no hatred. We will never hate anyone. If that unconditional love is experienced as a part of life, the naam of life, then there is no hatred of life. There is no one we can hate. It's not a part of our structure of man. We may think that here there are wars, there are battles being fought, but those are expressions of a reality, of a change of life. How do we experience this love, this unconditional love? Maharaj says in the Sahaj, in the non-doing aspect of our man, there exists a condition where there is joy and naam and love together. It is timeless. It is unconditional. There is no such thing as unconditional love in the physical life we live. In the ego world, there is no unconditional love. Everything is conditional. I may love, a lover may love how someone looks. The looks can change. Then what will happen to that love? In some relationships in this world, very few, but they are the nicer. parts of experience of life. Even couples will exchange love so unconditionally that they transcend physical, that there is complete harmony in them, that one knows what the other is thinking without the other saying it. They are so unified. And Guru Granth Sahib Maharaj defines this in Gurbani. Ek Jyot Doi Murti, Maharaj says. They are two bodies but one Jyot. So their minds have merged. In this case, the two have become one. How? It has a lot to do with acceptance. I accept what the other is. The conditions are dropped and I accept, I merge my mind with the other. And such people, they will die also close by. One will go, the other will go very soon after that. Here the marriages have transcended physical realities. These journeys are more sublime. They are the more love-experienced couples of life. And they do exist. If you observe very closely, you will see some of them at an older age. In their daily life, there is no conflict. And if there is a conflict, it is within an understanding of each other, within the parameter of love. But most of us do not experience this condition of life. Most of us don't. So how will this come about, Maharaj? Guru has said that this love is also arrived at through our meditation of Shabad. Gaviye suniye, man rakhiye pao. Dukh par har sukh kar le jaye. And that love takes away the pain, the sorrow, and takes us to a house, a kar. Kar is the state of our mind. Sukh da kar, a house where there is stability, there is permanence, there is no insecurity, and there is love. And this is the energy which Gurus have used, the Sikhs have used in their life to transcend the physical reality of life. This is the miracle of Sikhi. It's this miracle of Bhakti. It's the miracle of life itself. Because in the core of life rests this experience of love. In the core of life rests this experience of joy, of happiness, which is unconditional. Which is what Maharaj says, Heere jaisa janam hai, kaudi badle jaye. This is the Hira of life, Maharaj. It has with me, with you, with everyone. So Guru Sahib Maharaj, when experiences this, Guru Amar Das Maharaj goes to the roof and he sings the Anand. And he doesn't give any condition to this Anand. Anand piya meri mai Satguru mein paya. He has found the Guru, and that's all that it needs. Because the Guru makes us transcend the ego. A meeting of a Sikh and a Guru with love, ego is dissolved. I am dissolved. I am no more. And life becomes a celebration, Maharaj. For the rest of us, life is a big wandering. It's a lot of change, coping with insecurities, coping with everything which I know about life will vanish one day. And so when Gautam Buddha looks at life through this, he says life is dukh. Life is not happiness. It is pain, it is sorrow, it is not a rejoicing, Maharaj. But Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Maharaj says that life is love. someone who lost his entire family says that life is love. How that's possible? For us, it's unimaginable. We find love through our family. But Maharaj says, after that expression, he says, life is love. Na saazo, na bazo, na fauzo, na farsh. Khudavand bakshan de, hu aish arsh. Khuda bakshish, the Gur Prasad of the Creator. The connection between my Creator and me is full of love. None of these conditions define that love that exists beyond all these conditions. What more testimony can love find than the life of Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Maharaj? What more? Where there is no house left, none of the Sikhs are there with him. The children are gone. The wives have to live far away from him. Mother is gone. Father, he received his father's head in Anandpur Sahib. And he blesses Rang Rehte Guru ke bete. This is a testimony of the love of God, a living experience of love, Maharaj. And he's not bitter, he's not angry in that way. He's angry in one sense. And there is a sense of revenge which also takes place. But all this is an acceptance. शुक्र खुदा किया झट उठा कर सर कि आज तेरी अमानत तुझी को अदा करी. When the children are gone, and his love for his children is not diminished, changed in any way. Bibi gardishe bevafai zama ye barhar baguzad makino maka. And then what happens? Bhai Nandlal, his favorite poet from his court, says Maharaj is everywhere. Ru dar har jism, Guru Gobind Singh. Ru dar har jism. Every body, every one I see is the jism. Ru is of Guru Gobind Singh Sahib. Noor dar har chashm, Guru Gobind Singh. And the light in the eyes of everyone I see is Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj. Actually, in some ways, Maharaj is everywhere and only he is. Because he has merged with his Creator, Samagam, found rest with his Creator. And he says this, Khalsa mero roop hai khas, Khalsa mein ho karo nivas. I live in my Khalsa. That is how one he is with his Sikh, with his Khalsa. He lives with his Khalsa. Not far away, not in a different body. The same Khalsa is him. He is everywhere. There is no place in creation where Maharaj is not. Bhai Nandlal says, Hawai bandagi avur dar vajud mara. My creation, my identity is the bandagi, your bandagi. And he says, there was no need to take birth if I did not have this bandagi. Vagarna zoke chuni amden namud mara. There was no need to take birth, he says. Everywhere is Guru Gobind Singh Sahib, because he is full of love. He is love in his expression. He has found his sikhs, his battles, his life. If you really look at it intently, it's an expression of a personality, yes, but it is full of love and dhyan. The art of how he has done everything, the skills with which it is done, the battles which he fought, the challenges he faced and lived through. I don't think there is another. And he inspires so much love that the expansion of this love is entire creation. He inspires love to the point where even today millions will give up themselves for him anywhere. It's timeless, it's conditionless. Where one word of his presence is all it needs for the mind to come at rest and find an expression of love. Such is the Guru. Such is the expression of life. Guru came in a physical form, but he is not defined by physical form. He is defined by love. And his visitation is full of love everywhere. And this is how we find the love in our own Atma. If we can transcend and merge our mind also with the Guru. See what he says. Janam maran dohu mein nahi, jan paropkari aaye. Ji daan de bhakti layan. The Guru gives the gift of spiritual life, ji daan. And that leads us to bhakti. Harsyon land milai. And Guru makes us meet the Creator. How? When we merge our mind with our Guru. When we become one mind. Like this perfection of love which Guru talks about, Ek Jyot Doi Murti. There are two bodies but one mind. Don't underestimate this experience. It's the Brahm Gyan. This meeting of Sikh and Guru is Brahm Gyan. This Sikh will become experienced in Brahma through the meeting of the Guru. How? Maharaj says, Atam Rasja Janiye. So hai Khalis Dev. Prabh mein moh mein taas mein ranchak nahi na ped. There is so much love here. Atam Ras, the love of Atma, has a ras, has a love, a joy and a celebration in it. A ras. One who knows this ras of the Atma, of the soul. So hai Khalsa Dev. He is the Khalsa. He is the Devta, Khalsa Dev. Maharaj says, Prabh mein, moh mein, taas mein. Between God, me and such an individual, there is no difference. There is so much love here that it has dissolved everything. And it's only love. And Guru and Sikh and the Creator has become one. Ranchak nahi na ped. Maharaj, this is the ultimate experience of life. This love is the ultimate experience of life. It is the spirituality, the pinnacle of life, so to say. Maharaj says it is Amrit Bani Har Har Teri, Sun Sun Jina, Param Gat. It's the Param Gat of life. It is the highest state of being, where I have given up my ego, given up that which I will anyway be giving up in death, willingly, and merged with my Guru. But between me and my Guru, there is no difference. But this is not possible without Gur Prasad. It is not possible without the Guru holding our hand. It's not possible. I cannot achieve this, Maharaj. Dropping the I and merging with Guru with love is something we should pray for. Our ardas should become this. Our life's calling should become this calling. Our yearning should become this yearning. Everything else is defined later on. And it is subservient. It is not so important. This is the most important aspect of life. And this is the timeless aspect of life. Those who have found this have lived, and their identities are merged with our own minds, and we are appreciating them through time. Namdev, Ravdas, Kabir. Timeless. These are the people who have merged with love and become one with the Creator. Kya pava par. The language of God is love, Maharaj says. The Pandits used to say that the language of God is Sanskrit. Maharaj says it is love. If you want to meet and talk to your Creator, find that love, unconditional love within the mind, within us. Sadho man ka man tyago. Drop the man, the ego of the mind, and merged with your Creator. Otherwise, we will live in love and hatred together. We will love and we will hate at the same time. This is the only way we can love our families, societies, entire creation forever. Timeless, unconditional. We end today's discourse here. If you have any questions, please post them and we can address them. After that, we will culminate the session with Anand Sahib. Maharaj, Shabad is love. Naam is love. My question is letting go. My question is letting go of desires and needs to transcend ego, leave us feeling empty or disconnected from ourselves. Is that still progress on the path? Letting go of desires. I think we need to understand this. Desires are an essential part of life in one way. So when we live two minds. We live one, the moving mind, where we live our day-to-day life. And we cannot live that life without desire. I have to have desire. I have to be hungry and I will eat, otherwise I have no desire to be hungry. I will never eat. There's nothing wrong with desire in that way. And the needs to transcend ego cannot be driven by force. It can be driven by love only. So this calculation which we have of desires going away, we are not robots. Guru Maharaj had desires. He liked certain horses, he liked a certain lifestyle. There is nothing wrong with that. The issue becomes that we don't have our foundation of our life rooted in love and naam. While we live this desire, Maharaj says in the Anand Sahib in one place, Guru Amar Das says, Viche Maya Paya. While you are living in the Maya, you will find it. So we don't need to say, I have no desires left. We need to love and desires will go away. We can't force the desires to go away. We can love and the desires are gone. When we come back in the physical world, we still have desires. If the desires of life are all gone, then we disconnect from life. We have no life left. There's a story of Ramakrishna Paramhans, the guru of Vivekananda. He used to be in the kitchen when his wife was cooking, and he would be like a child yearning for the food. And one day his wife told him, because a wife is a wife, she doesn't know the state of being, state of mind, what's happening inside. It's just physical relationship in some ways. She said, you are such a big sant and you crave for food like a child. This is a big weakness. He said, see, I am not connected to the physical in the way you think. This is my only connection left. And the day I stop this desire, then I will depart from the physical. The story goes that that's what happened, that he said, when I turn my face for food, 3 days after that I'll be gone. He had cancer and ultimately that's... I'm just trying to say that we don't give up desires as our focus. We take up Naam as our focus. The desires are defined by Naam then. And they will be dropped naturally rather than forcefully. I hope that is understood. Because this is important. We cannot drop our own desires. And why should we drop them? We are living a physical life as well. If the Turiya comes, then they are all gone. Turiya is the departure from the physical completely. What I mean by Turiya, Jagrat, Supan, Sakhopat is the state of our worldly life. Awakened in dream world, and Sakhopat is the deep sleep world where there is no mind. Maharaj says that beyond these three is the Turiya, where there is formless. There is no form, no shape, no name, no defined creation. Now, if we disconnect from everything, Maharaj, then we don't physically live. Either we become a sadh, just internalized, completely unaware of the body, of what is happening. That was in the state of Diogenes. Diogenes was the head of the school of the cynics of Socrates. And he used to live in dirty tub physically. But he was a very respected personality. But he was very rude. There was nothing physically appealing about him. So what I'm trying to say is that we transcend the ego through Naam. We can't transcend the ego through the desire of transcending the ego. We give up the desires through Naam, through love. And then this happens naturally, Maharaj. Naam japat Trishna sab bujhi hai. Maharaj says if you are japping Naam, desire will be gone. But the moment you come back into the physical world, you still have some desires. Those are not our enemies. They are our part of our experience of life. But when Turiya arrives, then all of this will be gone. Then there will be no physical connection. Because this individual never wants to come back then. Maharaj, I hope, Karishma ji, you've understood what I'm saying. Otherwise, I don't have a problem. I can, talk on this further because this is important. I have a bad habit. I say, someone says I have too much sexual thoughts. So what do? So the moment I keep focusing on sexual thoughts, they will enhance. To suppress them, they will enhance. The way to go is go into Naam. And the Naam will heal this aspect of my being. Of course, you need to be patient. So what I'm giving you an example. I'm just saying that we don't focus on, because then dropping the ego is also a desire then. We don't go that way. We go into Naam. As our desire becomes Naam. Everything, Mango Dan, Thakur Naam. Our kachu mere sang na chal. Maharaj says, life becomes defined by Naam. Naam japat trishna sab buji hai. Nanak tripat agai. I am completely fulfilled because my mind is full of love. Now I have no desire, no hunger. Ji Maharaj. If there is anything further, Karishma ji, please post back, so I will address it again. Parents are gods. We say, then why do they die as we love them most? Everything which is born will die, Maharaj. And if we want to connect to them forever, then we become spiritual. We'll be connected forever. As God made parents, cause He could not be every minute with us physically, as do I, our physical gods. Die means parents, everything will die. We will also die. So we can only be connected to, if we become spiritual, we are connected to everything forever. Then if anyone even dies, we are still connected. We are never separated. The reality of life is death. Everything will die. Gobind Preet ji. Acceptance of that. Pehla maran kabool, jeevan ki chadas. How do you keep yourself, I can't read this. How do you keep yourself calm when there is other energies in house, create chaos, getting dragged, something? This is a tough one. We can always, all of us can get dragged temporarily, but we keep going back into Naam. That's why Maharaj says that you do your abhyas at a time when there is nobody waken up with you. When you are in the darkness of life, in the time when everybody is asleep. In-house creates chaos, found me getting dragged into something which I realize I cannot control. I want to focus on myself and forgive them and move on. So this experience seems to be a very strong one with you, Manmeet ji. It's all right. If it's temporarily, it's taken a grip of you, do some deep breathing. Go into Shabad. Relax your mind. And that's the easiest way to give up these interactions. It's all right to be temporarily dragged in. All of us can get trapped. We are not robots. We are living a physical, real life. You want to focus on yourself. Very good. Then take Mool Mantra as part of your daily practice. You sing, and when you're relaxed, you're calm, then you sing the Mool Mantra. Create a bank balance of Shabad. The bank balance will be easier to go back to. And then try and wake up at some time when you're alone, when you're by yourself, and you enjoy your own company, in the sense you enjoy your calmness, your sahaj, your thirghar, and you find love within yourself. Can love without ego still exist? One, I think I've gone ahead. So I hope you've understood Manmeet ji, otherwise we can visit it again. Sometimes it becomes tough. So how do I overcome? You overcome when the experience has gone away, you overcome. Relax yourself. You breathe deep. You take a bath. Wash your head, face. Change the environment of yourself. And your thoughts change. Drop your thoughts. That's the other thing. Learn some, sing the Shabad. If you learn some instrument, harmonium, violin, if you like music, let music dictate and guide you. That's why Shabads are all in rags. Do some seva. Do some good for someone with love and don't ask for anything. Sev karat hove nehkami. Don't ask for anything. Nehkami. No desires. Walk into a langar, clean some utensils and come back home calmer. Use any of these tools. Maharaj. Yes, got the message. Okay, one last question. Loving without ego mind is the way, but how do we distinguish between ego and self-respect? So, good question. So, ego and self-respect are all conditioned mind states. Nobody is saying be without self-respect. Guru Sahib was asked by Medini Prakash, one of the kings, I'm forgetting his name. He said he wanted Guru's things like there was an elephant which he had and other things. And he said, you give these to me for a wedding. And Maharaj said, no, I can't. These are Sangat's property. We don't give up everything in life. That's not how it is. In the ego mind, you maintain your self-respect. It is not about giving up self-respect. It's about finding the balance within us. And you help your ego or I world guided through Naam. But it doesn't mean you give up your self-respect, demean yourself, or have low self-esteem because of the environment on purpose. That's not what it means. It means you are full of love within you, but while doing that, you're maintaining your balance of life. The I world has to be lived by its own rules. Maintain those. Can love ego still exist when there is no respect? In the I world, your respect needs to be there. You need to have your own respect, your space. That's your conditioning. Whatever your conditioning requires. Somebody likes to eat Italian food. Somebody likes to gets anything which they get. That's their conditioning. So, like that, when someone says that, you don't want to be shouted at and be demeaned. No, that's not what it means. If you don't have an ego, how will you give it up? You maintain your balance in life, but guided by Naam. And help your love for the Creator guide you. But doesn't mean you give up your own identity in the physical sense. Somebody comes to beat you up, you defend yourself. That's not what it means. This is an internal. Reman aso kar sannyasa. Ban se sadan sa beh kar samjho. Man hi mahe udasa. The experience of this spirituality is in the man. While you're living in the physical, while you're living this balance of the ego. Ji Maharaj, welcome Ji Gobind. Thank you so much. You do Sambhavani yoga for deep breathing. Deep breathing we do Waheguru Shabad. It's all right, whatever works for you. I don't know what Sambhavani yoga is, but yoga or that which connects you to the physical, you need to avoid that because the mind has to become subtle. So anything which guides you to the physical connection, that you need to avoid. Ji. Karishma ji, welcome. Thank you. If there's no other questions, we will do the Anand Sahib Maharaj and culminate today's session. Can someone volunteer in Anand Sahib? Please. Indrajit, is someone there who can do Anand Sahib? Okay, all right. Well, breathing is a way of relaxing the mind. Manmeet ji, please go ahead. You want to do Anand Sahib or you want to say something?
I want to do Anand Sahib ji.
Please go ahead ji. Hanji.
राम कली महला तिजा अनंत इको ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद आनंद पया मेरी माए सतगुरु मैं पाया सतगुरता पाया सहज सेती मन वजिया वाधाइया राग रतन परवार परियां शब्द गावन आया शब्दोत गावो हरि केरा मन जिनी वसाया कहे नानक आनंद होवा सतगुरु मैं पाया ए मन मेरिया तू सदा रहो हर नाले हर नाल रहो तू मन मेरे दुख सब विसारना अंगीकार ओ करे तेरा कारज सब सवारना सबना गला समरथ स्वामी सो क्यों मनो विसारे कहे नानक मन मेरे सदा रहो हर नाले चाचे साहेबा क्या नहीं कर तेरे करता तेरे सब किछ है जिस ते हिस्सो पावे सदा सिफ्त सलाह तेरी नाम मन वसावे नाम जिनके मन वसया बाजे शब्द कनेरे कहे नानक सच्चे साहिब क्या नहीं कर तेरे साचा नाम मेरा आधारो साच नाम आधार मेरा जिन भुखा सब गवाइया कर शांत सुख मन आय वसया जिन इच्छा सब पुजाइया सदा कुर्बान किता गुरु विठो जिस दियां ये वडियाइया कहे नानक सुनो संतो शब्द धरो प्यारो साचा नाम मेरा आधारो वाजे पंच शब्द तित कर सभाग्य शब्द वाजे कला जित करतारिया पंच दूत तुद वस कीते काल कंटक मारिया तुर करम पाया तुझ जिनको से नाम हर के लागे कहे नानक तै सुख होवा तित कर अनहद बाजे आनंद सुनो वड भागियो सगल मनोरथ पूरे पार ब्रह्म प्रभ पाया उतरे सगल विसूरे दुख रोग संताप उतरे सुनी सच्ची वाणी संत साजन पए सरसे पूरे गुरते जानी सुनते पुनीत कहते पवित्र सतगुर रहा पर पूरे बिनवंत नानक को चरण लागे बाजे अनहद तुरे श्लोक पवन गुरु पाणी पिता माता तरत महत दिवस रात दोई दाई दाया खेलै सगल जगत चंगियाया बुराइया वाचै धर्म अधूरे कर्मी आपो अपनी के नेड़े के दूर जिन्नी नाम ते आया गए मुशक्कत काल नानक ते मुख उजले खेती छुटी नाल जिन्नी नाम ते आया गए मुशक्कत काल नानक ते मुख उजले खेती छुटी नाल। वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਮਨਮੀਤ ਜੀ, ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਟੂ ਐਵਰੀਵਨ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।